is never provided for companies. So, and then you find also that the cost of production, the cost of manufacturing goods is so high in this country. The cost of importation of capital assets to be able to produce is so high. So, to me, imposing a tax regime over Nigerian companies at this time when many of them are laying off workers, I don't see how it's going to produce any positive result. That's number one. Number two is that
you want
yes,
Mr. Tunde, you want to come in?
Yes, I wanted to just
the real income. Yes, I wanted to say also that before he takes it, the real income of Nigerians.
All right.
The real income of Nigerians is very, very low at this time. If you are talking about implementation of the tax system, I think government should be more interested in expanding the tax net to ensure that those who are not paying taxes are brought into the tax net. That will augur well for the country than this so-called reform that we are having now. Now, in a situation where majority of those who are rich, extremely rich people don't pay tax in this country. Extremely rich people.
How will you say that?
Now, where's those who donate 1.6 billion in election? How much tax do they pay? Let government investigate such.
Are you saying the likes of Dangote?
Some of the billionaires in this country are giving waivers by government to even import. Many of their companies are on license and waivers, exemptions, tax deductions. So how do you now generate income when the rich don't pay tax? When the major companies that are doing well, that have political connection, don't pay tax?
Do you have?
And then you talk of credibility deficit.
Days that the rich don't pay tax.
No, most of Dangote's operation in Nigeria, I can tell you, they are on waivers from government. Tax waivers.
Please let me pitch in quickly. Yeah?
Yes.
And I will start by encouraging my learned colleague to actually take time to go and read this new bill. Even a cursory reading, I think will possibly convince him that some of these positions is holding have changed and are being changed significantly. By this new bill.
Don't forget that this new bill is going to start. The effect will start from next year.
Yes.
Okay.
Number one. One of the things that this bill does is to remove the burden of payee on low income earners. Or in the pocket of loaning products, and we take transport and likes. There's no VAT on them anymore.
You and I knows that. Sorry to cut you. You and I know that some things like some reflection of tax like that doesn't happen. Well, especially with greedy Nigerians, in quotes. Nigerians don't like when things that are up, when it comes down. They don't like to reflect it because they feel like, well, this is mouth-watering, and they won't want to touch it. So I don't.
Not emphasizing our rights. We now have a status. We now have a tax status that says, nobody should charge you tax on an item. And typically, when you go and buy food in supermarkets and all of that, they are actually supposed to break down in the receipt for what you are paying for.
Then what will now happen? What will now happen?
The fact you are paying.
Okay, so what will now happen to the hag bearers who collect tax? Because that is what they collect is tax. This is another aspect of the tax bill, of the 4 tax bills that was signed. The harmonization of taxes, and the coordination between various tax agencies, both at the state, local government, and the federal level. All right. So those coordination will now happen such that you are not driving on the street and somebody is stopping you to say, okay, you have not paid tax or something like that you must pay. All right. All of that. This tax law hopefully will eliminate, all right, because there will now be coordination between the local government and the local government, the states, and the federal level regarding tax. There's going to be a joint tax body to harmonize those taxes, all right, so that someone that is carrying a generator from Lagos to Abia State, we will not have multiple people stopping them as they cross one state to the other to asking for one tax receipt and one tax receipt to the other. Hopefully, this status stops all of that. I must also repeat the fact that it is important that we as Nigerians also emphasize our rights. If there is a law in the books that prohibits something, and someone somewhere is trying to make you pay that tax, and the law are forbidden, we should be able to stand up and say that this tax law has forbidden this. Why are you asking me to do it? And don't also forget that this tax law also established an ombudsman, a tax one reports tax a particular timeline within which those tax issues must be resolved. All right. So we are trying to change where we are to go to where we should be.
Okay.
All right.
I love that language
we shouldn't resist change, because clearly where we are now is not working, and I'm sure the barrister will agree that what we are now is not working. Now the truth of the matter is that we can all identify the problem, but identify the problem does not solve the problem. Actually putting real solution on the table is where we can ultimately solve the problem. Everybody knows what the problems are. All right, but we have to make an effort to actually solve the problem. This tax issue has been one that has been recognized by analysts in this country for decades, and we have not made any effort for the last few decades to solve them.
All right.
So if we are not making an effort to actually solve them, then everybody needs to find.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Time is not on our side, and we have so much to cover. Quickly,
can I quickly say one or two things?
About that we will do. But please let me open the phone lines so Lagosians and Nigerians can be part of this conversation. Yes, you can call us on the 0705 6900 927. 0705 6900 927. Or you can also call 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Okay, Barrister. Okay, you want to make a comment quickly?
Yes, I wanted to say that, you see, it's not that reforming the tax is a problem on its own, and it's not also that it's not needed, but the timing. Number one. Number two.
This is the best time for this.
Yes. Number two. Yes. When Nigerians are going through excruciating
hardship,
you understand what I'm saying? The real wage of Nigerians means nothing. The same government have used this argument of increased tax being used for provision of infrastructure when they were removing subsidies. The accountability problem we have in government have to be solved. If you are talking about a sustainable tax system, you can't be talking about a country where there is high level of corruption, where, just like my friend also said earlier, high level of waste, where you have the substantial part of the income of the country being swallowed by those in government and politicians who don't even pay tax to government, and they take so much out of the government. You can't be talking about high taxes where majority of the basic infrastructures are not in place. So I don't see how this tax regime is going to attract, I still say it's not going to attract any foreign investor. Where there is political instability, where there is insecurity and all of that, it's only going to put more money in the hands of those who are in government now for them to spend for themselves. It's not about Nigerians.
All right, thank you very much for that. So let's go to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, please call us back 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. Also, you can call 0705 690 0927. 0705 690 0927. Let's also listen to the chairman of the Senate on Finance, Senator Mohammed Sani Musa, what he had to say on this tax bill. And also we listen to the fiscal policy. That's the chairman of the Presidential Committee of Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Ben from Iba.
All right, Ben from Iba. Please make your comment, please.
So that it is because of this tax that 7 million businesses have folded in this country. According to manufacturers, 7 million businesses have folded in this country. What this tax reform is all about, multi-taxation. How much was the dollar when this government took over? Black market 750. Now it is 1,600. The difference is tax. How much is what fuel when it took over? 200 naira, 190. Now fuel is how much? 900 and 1,000. The difference is tax. The federal government is selling dollar at the black market in the name of Bureau change. How much was it cost to clear 40 feet container from the seaport? About 5 million. Now it's about 30 million or 20 something million. The difference is taxation. How much is the electricity tariff before the increase? If in every electric bill you pay, you look at it, you will see VAT 7.5%. That money goes to the federal government. Our interest rate in Nigeria is 27.6%. If you borrow money from bank for business, you pay 27.6%. Google interest rate in America, UK, and Canada, and see Nigeria have the highest interest rate in the whole world. And they are saying now, they are talking. How much is Dangote paying in tax? How much is commercial banks paying? Every transfer you make now, the federal government collect money from CBN. They have money